And now for the third and final game between the Xavier School Golden Stallions and the LaSalle Green Hills Green 8 starters on the floor. Yuan Ramirez, Jadrian Tan, Joaquin Escudero, Hans Go, and Andrew Chio for Xavier School. And on the side of the Greenies from LaSalle Green Hills, Gillian Kines, Ram Sharma, James Yuan Ison, Arle Podador, and Dale Ortega. Both of these teams still yet to get on the win column, as we mentioned earlier, Coach Bam. What are the secret weapons naman for both of these teams, and what do they do well, both on offense and defense?
Well, number one, talking about the Greenies, I think they have already established that Dale Ortega, Jillian Kines, and Ram Sharma they should play, big roles and get production on both ends. As we're also looking forward for James Eason to really get his game going. That's been lacking so far for LaSalle. And on the other end, it's just the overall competitiveness for Xavier School, as they have proven they can compete, but they cannot consistently compete on both ends.
Okay, interesting. So those are the insights so far for both of these teams. Let's see how these teams will fare, because one of them will come up with a win for sure today, and they'll come out of the bottom of the bracket right now. Chio, bothered by that LaSalle defense, a flurry of moves, and into the inside, floating it up is Andrew Chio. And Podador quickly the other way. That's Arle Podador. Kines finding Ortega with a quick cut to Sharma with a lefty hook shot, and that's good for LaSalle.
Very important once again for LaSalle Green Hills to get Ram Sharma going early in the game.
Tan, three-pointer, no good. Goes back to the back of the backboard. That was Jadrian Tan. A little bit too strong on that shot. So ball will go back to LaSalle. Full court press here for Xavier. Ortega receives it.
And we have mentioned also that that's the way to go. When you're playing defense, even if you're not trapping full court, you should at least, pick up half court, whether you're a big guy, especially if you're a guard.
Correct. Kasi may mental din yan eh. Andrew Chio still can't get the bottom of the bucket there. And Podador gets that rebound. Finds Kines. A little push on the hip. And gets it to Sharma for the end one play for LaSalle. And he'll be heading to the free throw line now for one more.
Gillian Kines with that crafty pass.
Ganda nun.
Yeah, and this is gonna look well for LaSalle Green Hills if they continue attacking and getting Ram Sharma his touches, because you have to reward your big guy if he runs the whole length of the floor.
Correct. With at least a basket, diba?
Yes.
Or a touch. Escudero navigating through the sea of white, but LaSalle the other way now. Ison pushing the issue, puts it up and in. After that bulldog-ish drive from Ison, floating it up and in.
Yeah, a bit late for the transition defense there for Xavier School.
Quick move there by Andrew Chio. Parang every possession ng Xavier nakakahawak itong si Andrew Chio.
Again, it's going to be a focal point in their offense. Although we're pretty sure, like the guys like Gavin Uy, Andrew Chowa, eventually for this game they're going to come off the bench. So for this unit, I think Andrew Chio is going to be called upon to really carry the scoring load. But again, every now and then, Yuan Ramirez is going to be there. Also, Kino Escudero is going to be, he's a capable scorer too.
Absolutely.
But for now, I think Andrew Chio is really getting his scoring rhythm early in this game.
Podador now for LaSalle. Picked up early by Andrew Chio. Sharma all the way to Kines. Sharma pulls up for the jumper. That's short. And ball is picked up by Xavier. And look at the other way, Andrew Chio attacking the defense of Podador. Pull-up jumper. That's too strong. Podador swallows that up. Sorry, that's Ortega. Ortega, no look pass to the inside and gets that 2 points to go. That was Arle Podador, 28 and 23 connection.
Very important. Xavier School lacking on transition defense.
And the quick, strong drive there by Jadrian Tan after missing that 3-pointer earlier.
A bit of variety here that time around. It is Jadrian Tan going almost coast to coast, partner.
And now back to Ortega, finding Sharma against 3 Golden Stallions. But that's a jump ball whistled by the referee.
At least that time around, Xavier defense ready for that weak side cut.
Now, Chio down to Ramirez, trying to find Chio again. But they will reset their offense here with 16 left to work with. Rodriguez, fadeaway jumper. A bit too strong on that shot, but with the cleanup job is Hans Go.
Good effort there. Second serving for Hans Go.
And now at the helm for LaSalle is Sharma. Back to Kines. Ison with a great drive earlier. Binitbit pero walang dala. Trying to get it to a teammate but nasaraduan ng pinto ng Golden Stallions doon.
Yeah, Hans Go holding his ground.
And now into the ball game is Franco Miguel Osis for LaSalle Green Hills. And Gavin Uy, as you mentioned earlier, Coach Bam, right on cue, coming off the bench for Xavier.
Yep. Captain America, partner. That's what I used to call him.
Talaga?
Yep.
Bakit, Coach Bam?
Yeah, during their aspirant years, way back, I think 2 years ago, he was the captain of that aspirants team that were a bit successful during the season. I think we won 4 championships, partner. So,
and that's why you call him Captain America.
yeah, he was the captain of that.
I see.
That team. And always great to see them grow. And now they're competing in this top flight level. As we see, head coach, the Rain Man.
The Rain Man.
Yep, the Rain Man.
Ren Ritualo.
Yep. From the collegiate ranks to the PBA.
And now he's head coaching for the LaSalle Green Hills Greenies.
Yes, partner.
Kines.
Always great to see that story arc.
Yeah.
Our,
Full circle si
Yep.
Ren eh. Yeah. And all the way to the basket. Strong drive there but can't get to finish para kay Franco Osis. But that was a good opportunity there. Andrew Chio stopping on a dime, using the glass but no good. Almost. And Ramirez with a steal. Second serving but he will pull it back. Seeing no teammates but without hesitation, Gavin Uy right from the bench and the instant offense for the Golden Stallions.
Yeah, that is something that against this guy, these guys are really known for really looking out for each other after the hustle play. Yuan Ramirez finding the open
Si Gavin Uy.
And also, we have to remind our players sometimes, coaches have to remind the best time to shoot a 3-point shot is either in transition or after
Yes.
defensive rebound.
Correct. Gavin Uy bothered by that Osis defense.
Very important that Xavier School really takes care of the ball.
And quick tap away by number 25. That's Christian Abad.
Big boy alert, mix.
Oh my. I'm
Yep.
just about to mention. I'm excited to see him play some bully ball here. But we'll see what he has to offer. Andrew Chio, 3-pointer. Parang may takip yung ring para kay Andrew Chio right now.
Yep.
Now Osis the other way. 3-pointer on the way for LaSalle. Can't make the defense pay after having all day to shoot. Fernandez. Dropping it off to Jadrian Tan. Getting that pick from Go, but no foul is called. And Xavier still with the basket. Jadrian Tan, 3-pointer. Yes, sir! Parang sinaktohan pa si Bautista. And I believe that's gonna be a technical foul on Jadrian Tan.
Yeah,
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. That's gonna be a technical foul.
Yeah, that's
Masyadong na-excite eh.
Yeah,
but what do you expect from 16 to 19-year-olds, diba?
But then again, again, that's a good play on his part. Didn't give up on the play. Lost the ball. Went to the able to, but just the same. Again.
But na-excite na-excite.
Yeah, and,
Nothing wrong. But it's just, don't do it again na lang.
Yeah,
diba?
no. Oh, celebrations, of course, you're allowed to
parang yes.
celebrate and emotions, stuff like that. But again, you have to remind it shouldn't be. I think the rule is
Correct.
it shouldn't be addressed to an opponent,
To a player.
to your opponent or the bench of your opponent's bench. I think it was a couple of
Wala.
times.
Ginanon niya sa ulo ni Bautista ni Ortega rather, sorry. And Ose sidestepping towards the paint, but no harm done there as he is helped up by the Xavier Arsenal. And Osis will be shooting 2 free throws here for the LaSalle Greenies. And he makes that first free throw for LaSalle.
Yeah, very important for Xavier School to really sustain this hot start.
Makes them both. Again, these 2 free throws were awarded because of the technical foul earlier called on Jadrian Tan. Choa all the way to the basket. Had a clear lane but no clear shot. And here we go.
Yeah.
Mr. Bully Ball himself, Christian Abad. Looking like a man amongst boys over here.
Yeah, you gotta like the matchup here. Andrew Choa
Very excited.
going up against Choa and Abad. But again, good effort there for Rian Fernandez. Has always been the Swiss knife of this team, and right now providing, hustle, intensity, and effort here for the second unit.
So now at the line is Ryan Fernandez rather, missing that first free throw. Itong si Abad, he reminds me of a player NBA na galing siyang NCAA obviously, tapos pumunta na siya sa Memphis Grizzlies. I just forgot his name. Shooter siya na bully ball siya kasi bata pa siya, pero similar build as Christian Abad, very bulky and very strong on the inside.
Are you talking about Kenny Lofton Jr.?
Probably Kenny Lofton Jr. Yes, correct. And now LaSalle Green Hills still with the basketball but shuffling his feet. Hindi naman siya member ng LMFAO pero napa-shuffle siya doon. Whistled for the travel there.
A bit of a problem here for LaSalle Green Hills as they are, a bit of a funk here. Their last score came from a free throw.
And LaSalle with the full court press. And Gavin mukhang nakalusot dun sa full court press ni Ortega. But he will be fouled.
And we have mentioned, although they are on their 4th game already. So probably some sort of being able to already adjust.
Correct.
And again, compete in the physicality against, against the ball pressure, against, taking care of the ball.
Correct.
Because that's always been their problem, talking about Xavier School.
Right now, to provide further context sa sinabi mo, Coach Bam, no? As you said, 0-4 ang Xavier ngayon, but LaSalle with 2 games behind, 0-2. Pero for sure lamang sa experience naman kasi ang Xavier School with the amount of games that they played so far in the NGBL.
Yes, and I think, again, some semblance of adjustment already for Xavier School.
As Gavin trickles down that floater for Xavier, extending the lead to 3 now. But Osis stepping on the gas pedal. Sidestepping, almost finding Abad on the inside, but that is tapped away by Chio. Chio bothered by Bautista. Chio stepping on the gas, but met with the wall of Abad and Bautista. Hirap nun kasi kung sasaksakan mo yung ganyan kalaking defender, you really have to go straight at his chest with full power.
Yes, and I think
he did that.
He was fortunate that to get a foul out of it because
exactly.
Masikip yung medyo masakip yung dinaanan niya ron.
Pumasok siya sa literally butas ng karayom.
Yeah.
Ang pader ng LaSalle.
Again, very good start here for Xavier School, although Andrew Chiu hasn't, played the whole
He's played
8 minutes
so far.
of
Yes.
this game. And, well,
Ayan na. Just like you said.
Yeah.
Coach Bam talaga, feeling ko, kausap mo talaga yung mga players na to eh. And now checking in is Joaquin Escudero. Andrew Chio will be catching a breather for now.
Yeah,
And almost a steal by Xavier.
Kino Escudero.
Yep. Kino ang tawag sa kanya.
That's the nickname.
I see.
So I'm very familiar with these boys.
Three-pointer on the way. In and out. Battle for the ball. Xavier School trying to come up with it, but Delon Natividad trying to steal that ball away for LaSalle.
Safe to say that they're in a bit of a scoring drought, talking about the Greenies.
Medyo.
Very interesting here that Coach Renan Litual really shuffling the rotation. So,
And right now, even though it's just the first quarter rather, both teams are in the penalty already.
yep, and talking about the rotation here, I think with still 1 minute and 34 seconds remaining, LaSalle already used what, 12, 11 players? If I'm not mistaken.
Now the ball will sail back to the Golden Stallions after that quick turnover by LaSalle. 1.5 remaining here in the first quarter. Quick steal by Osis, but Xavier School stays with it. And almost dribbles it out of bounds, but hindi does. Credit the defensive pressure by Osis there. He started that break, he got the ball to be loose, and sayang, Xavier School just could not control it off that loose ball.
Yeah, and well, we have mentioned that is really something Xavier School should really be very cautious of. The turnovers.
Osis drops it off to Hizon. One-legged jumper. Looking like Dirk Nowitzki over here.
Yeah, pretty one-legged jumper there. Hizon making that jumper.
Gavin Uy, three-pointer on the way. And Hizon trying to get that basketball, but that's going to be an over-the-back foul against Hizon.
Yeah,
and the LaSalle bench loving it and hating it at the same time.
Yeah.
Coach Bam.
Once again, Rian Fernandez, the Swiss knife, as I used to call him.
The Swiss knife.
Yep.
Bakit Swiss knife, Coach Bam?
Yeah, but he probably played every single position. Well, way back in his aspirants days. He would play big, he would play small, would defend, sometimes the top scorer of the opposing team. So really great to see him really grow into his own in this juniors team.
Now Fernandez making that second free throw for Xavier. Hizon. Nasaraduhin ng pinto ni Escudero. Gets that pick from Natividad. All day to shoot. Three-pointer is good para kay Andre Bautista. That's a big shot for LaSalle, and that three-pointer is brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. And all the way to the cup, with nothing but power and good intentions, it's Stephen Q.
Tough drive there, coast to coast.
Oz is now at the helm for LaSalle. Back to Hizon. Trying to find their inside presence here. Spin move to the paint. That's a tough shot, but good defense here by the Golden Stallions. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 22-17, Xavier School holding on to a 5-point lead against the LaSalle Greenies. Still an up-and-down ball game so far. We'll be back for the second quarter. And now back to the second quarter. 22-17, still in favor of Xavier School. As on your screens, Gillian Quines in their last game against Perpetual helped scoring a whopping 21 points and 4 rebounds, being the best performer, our world balance best player of the game in that ball game, Coach Bam.
Yes, and it was him and Dale Ortega who really kept that fight against Perpetual.
And on the other side naman, si Andrew Chio for Xavier School Golden Stallions in their game against the Light Bombers, having 19 points and 3 rebounds, being the world balance best player of the game for Xavier School. Ngayon, nagbabanggaan naman sila. Both of their teams yet to get on the W columns. 0-4 record for Xavier School and 0-2 for LaSalle. But both of these guys having the top performers in this second quarter is brought to you by Jetour. Drive your future.
So far, it's Andrew Chio, the same, on his way to the same production. But I think it's Jillian Kines who's yet to be in that form.
And Osis with that three-pointer brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. Fadeaway jumper, that missed a while ago and that's going to miss again. That's for Juan Ramirez.
Tough break there for Juan Ramirez in that fadeaway.
Three-pointer on the way for Hizon, but Osis reclaims that rebound. Three-pointer, yes sir, that's good for Bautista. And Bautista, I think, had a few more words for Ramirez na, hindi ka nakakashoot, pero ako makakashoot. That was the three-pointer brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics.
Yes, always, Andre Bautista always been a reliable spot-up shooter.
And Chua against the towering defense of Owen Calanasan, another tower for LaSalle. But Chua says, you might be big, but I'm shiftier than you.
And Andrew Chua that time around recognized the mismatch on top. That's why he made that drive happen.
Sayang, in and out on that free throw. Can't get that three-point play as LaSalle leads by 1. Osis. Nasaraduan ng pito na Xavier School doon. Excellent sidestep para kay Jacob Hizon. After that, ang gaganda ng mga tira niya ngayon, Coach Bam, no?
Yes.
Kanina, one-legged jumper. Tapos ngayon, naka-sidestep siya off the defense of Xavier School. And Andrew Choa, a fearless drive against Owen Calanasan. Siguro, pasalamat siya na wala si Christian Abad ngayon.
Yeah, and I think good recognition here for Andrew Choa. He knows that he's going to be it's going to be a tough cover for him if Calanasan is going to be defending him way away from the basket.
Correct.
As we have mentioned, that's a substitution. Ram Sharma reports back to the game, probably to match up against Andrew Choa.
Now second free throw here for Choa. Can't get it to go. And now LaSalle has the offense. Bautista. Fake that three, but well defended there. Cutting through the defense, but foul away from the shot. As Ramirez is whistled for the foul. Sorry, that's number 4. That's going to be Stephen Cui on the foul there for Xavier.
Talking about Jacob Hizon, he's making the most out of the opportunity to play in this game.
With a sweet step back jumper earlier and a sidestep drive, scoring against Xavier School. Andrew Choa afforded that room to shoot. And floater on the way, that's too long. But Choa with an offensive rebound, a little bully ball on the inside, but blocked on the inside by Ram Sharma. Gomez trying to push the issue. Finds Hizon. High arcing floater, but nothing but the air there for Hizon.
Yeah, that time around, medyo mahina, that floater. But Ram Sharma, now they know that they have some last line of defense here with Ram Sharma in the paint for LaSalle Green Hills.
And foul is whistled here, away from the shot, I believe. That's going to be a foul on Ian Gomez.
Yeah, interesting matchup here. Ram Sharma against Rambert Lagar.
And Rambert Lagar, the son of Roberto Lagar, who also plays sa Ayaba naman. I believe they have a game tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, but their league has a game tomorrow. And he is watching his son today.
Steal here, Kino Escudero.
Oh, sorry, miss. Para kay Kino, right, Coach Bam?
Yeah,
Kino Escudero.
As he likes to be called.
Sayang, green light na siya all the way to the basket. All he had to do was finish the layup, but Sayang.
Yeah,
They just have to go back now.
Yeah, and also good effort there on the steal against, I think it's Gian Gomez.
Now Gomez, step back three-pointer, no good. And that's just off the iron. An offensive rebound here. Bautista with another shot. Yes, sir! Beating the buzzer. And that three-pointer is brought to you by SGA Strong Group Athletics, pushing the lead up to 4 for the Greenies.
That hurts because you almost have a defensive stop and you give up that kind of three-point, which Bautista is already hot from the outside.
LaSalle would want to add to the momentum here. Short stab, no good, too strong, but another offensive board almost for LaSalle. I'm not sure if it's the lack of box out, Coach Bam. How is LaSalle getting all these rebounds right now?
Well, right now they're playing with a lot more energy than the other team, so they're being rewarded with these offensive rebounds, extra possessions, and that previous possession, that 3 points, and another 3-point shot by for Bautista.
Aside from the off-ball adjustments that Xavier has to make to box out better, to play with more energy, what offensive adjustments can they be doing to eventually get the lead here, Coach Bam?
Well, right now they put Andrew Chio back in the game, so that's probably
that's the one.
Yeah, a good idea, so that him and Juan Ramirez are going to share backcourt duties.
We'll be back after these short messages for more NGBL action. And coming back to the second quarter for LaSalle and Xavier matchup on match number 3.
As we can see on the screen, once again being present and always hands-on operations manager, Sir Fidel Mangonon, and technical director, Sir Levi Valenzuela, together with, of course, our commissioner,
Ronnie Magsano.
course, Commissioner Ronnie Magsano.
And now back to the ball game with Xavier with possession. Andrew Chio hounded here by the defense of LaSalle and Bautista. Quick screen on the outside, but I believe that's going to be a holding foul. Yep, that's going to be a foul against LaSalle, and LaSalle is in the penalty, Coach Bam.
Yes, and well, we have mentioned a while ago that it's going to be crucial also here that since we started the quarter with Xavier still in the lead, but because of that defense, they forced turnovers that got them into the transition. That's
right.
why now they started this run because of that.
Right.
Unfortunately, they got into the penalty, so we'll see if Xavier able to capitalize with this LaSalle being in penalty with still almost 5 minutes remaining.
This is now their sign to attack the basket even more as Bautista attacks the basket himself. And that's going to be the second team foul of Xavier School.
Yeah, a bit of a forced shot there, but he got bailed out with a foul. But again, aggressiveness of Andre Bautista. He's been shooting very well from the outside, but this time around he tried to counter it.
And makes his first free throw, Coach Bam.
Yeah, super important. Again, I'm not familiar with the rotation that Coach Renan Ritualo has for this game, but again, it's only, I think, the second shift here for Jillian Quines, who was the top performer
in their last game.
Yeah, against their last game against Perpetual. That was also a very, very tough, highly physical matchup with Perpetual winning at the end.
Sayang, that was a very close game actually in Perpetual, 86-74. lang yung score natin doon. An 8-point lead for the junior Altas.
Massive run there happened when I think it was Pagulayan for Perpetual Help.
It was Pagulayan.
Yeah, hit those, back-to-back 3 points.
That was big for Perpetual.
Yeah, it was. I think that was only a 3-point game, and he made those back-to-back 3-point shots. So again, it looks like Xavier School is a bit, taking advantage of. Oh, there again. I just.
Coach Bam, i-save na lang natin after.
Yeah, I'm not even mentioning the free throw itself. I'm just saying they're taking advantage.
Yeah, pero nasa-sense na kasi yung intention eh. And that jump shot fouled is Ram Sharma, as Rian Fernandez will be picking up that foul.
Well, that really hurts because although you're not in the penalty yet, talking about Xavier School, but you are giving up shooting fouls. So
Oo nga.
really not a good way to, as we see in the screen, Carlos Sharma, proud parents, a proud dad of Ram Sharma, also a UAAP legend and also former PBA player. So it's great second generation players, aplenty here in the NGBL.
Mga anak,
Yep.
pinsan, nephew, kapatid. Kanina, yung kapatid, I believe, ni Arvin Tolentino for Mapua.
Yeah, that's Aiden Tolentino.
Ivan
Yeah.
Tolentino. Yes.
Aiden, yeah.
Aiden.
Yep, Aiden.
Aiden.
Tolentino.
Lagar hands it off to Fernandez. Had to put up that emergency shot, so that's not gonna go in for Xavier. A bit of desperation early on here for Xavier School against the defense of LaSalle.
Yeah, and of course the defense picked up. That's why they are able to generate this run because of those defensive stops.
And LaSalle now will try to look for some offense here. Kines drops it off to the left side, and that's obviously a landing spot foul, Coach Bam.
Yeah, and, again, coaches would always say never foul a jump shooter, especially from three. But sometimes during closeouts,
Di mo talaga matiis eh.
yeah, and of course Andre Bautista has been almost lights out from the 3-point range. So again, probably in that situation.
Looks like a good foul for now.
Yeah, but again, they're playing that. I think that's a 1-3-1 zone for Xavier School. So that bottom of the zone there is going to be should be very active on those corners.
Both teams in the penalty right now. As Bautista makes that second free throw, and on your screens, obviously the ever supportive LaSalle Green Hills bench here to support their home team.
We have to check if I think Andre Bautista really spearheading the offensive output for LaSalle Green Hills, and we have to check. I think it's already in double figures. Migs.
Yes, we'll check it later kasi hindi pa nag-update yung ating statistics. But in the meantime, a strong drive there for Yuan Ramirez as he is fouled on the play.
Oh, get that Yuan Ramirez got that lucky bounce on that free throw, but again, you gotta love the fight back here for Xavier School against LaSalle Green Hills, and that is something that again they have to keep going at, to be in step. Yung ika nga, wag magpaiwan, because that's always been their problem for the games that they have played so far.
Kines off to the corner. Three-pointer is on the way again for Bautista. Same spot, different result, and it's going back to going in. That's the three-pointer brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics.
Yeah, I mentioned that as a 2K, you could say that he has a corner specialist.
Oo nga eh. Parang yung badge sa 2K eh. And an incredible drive on that side. That was Rambert Lagar. And most probably his father is cheering on the sidelines.
Yeah, and
sure.
that's not easy because that's against Ram Sharma.
A very experienced defender in Sharma. Siyempre, tunuruan niya ni Daddy.
Yes,
For sure.
And that's what makes it, even super hard.
And swing and a miss there was Rambert Lagar. And on the other side, stopping on a dime. Kines all the way. But I believe that's going to be a foul on number 34. That's Hans Go.
That's always been his strength, though. That drive to the basket and that one-hander floater. The previous game, he literally milked that move against Perpetual Help.
Talaga?
Even in front of LeBron James dive.
Kasi kung yun yung pangalan mo, di ba? Parang ang laki ng expectation sa'yo, Coach.
Yes.
LeBron James.
Yep, and also, of course, LeBron James Diab, the son of also former pro player Romel Diab, who I think is also in their coaching staff. Talking about Perpetual Help.
I think that's correct.
Yeah. Together with, of course, Coach Job Cleopas, and who's, out of the moment, they're on top of their group.
Second free throw is good para kay Kines. After that quick move for LaSalle, and Ison will be checking in para kay Gomez. Gian Gomez will be taking a breather for now for the LaSalle Green Hills Greenies. Xavier breaks the press. Tan. That was Jadrian Tan all the way to the basket, but can't get the basket to go as that ball was tapped away by Ison.
Yeah, last time around, Jadrian Tan got that layup to go, but good defense there for LaSalle that time.
And now, Andrew Chio all the way to the basket. That's easy, but a little bit too easy. Gusto niya siguro may bantay, Coach Bam.
Yeah, and probably mag-calculate niya ron on that layup.
Ison, pull-up jumper. Good-looking shot, but no good. And Xavier now with a chance to answer back. They are down by 8 with 2.5 remaining in the second. And LaSalle off to the races, but Xavier stays with the ball. Tries to kick it out. Bad pass there by Jadrian Tan, as that was a no-look pass. Too fancy for his own good. And converting quickly on the other end is James Ison. And for sure, head coach Willie Wilson will have a few words to say. We'll be back after these short messages. And now coming back into the second quarter. Xavier School with possession right now, and full court press, of course, patented by LaSalle. Three-pointer on the way for Xavier. That was Yuan Ramirez. That three-pointer is brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. And a quick drive there, but no go. I believe that he was hit on the face there. That was Arle Podador.
Good effort there on the part of Xavier School. After that timeout, they got a transition three for Yuan Ramirez. And now they force a stop on the run. We got two free throws, this time for Kino Escudero. So a bit heated here, talking about Dale Ortega. So well, they have to make sure that they keep their cool. So two free throws for Kino Escudero.
33 to 40 is the score so far. Greeny still in the driver's seat, as that is a free throw miss here for Escudero. Looking at the adjustments that Xavier School has to make here, Coach Bam, where did they start?
Well, it's always about, number one, it's always about going to be the press break against the LaSalle pressure and going into their offense right away because they've been scoring a lot in transition. So probably not much of execution, but again, off stops, they have to get, into the transition spots.
And that was a sweet move by Jillian Keynes, sliding and gliding through the defense, getting those 2 points for the Greenies. And again, the pressure here is mounting on Xavier. What a wild shot by Jadrian Tan. Not sure if he was going for that boardless shot there, Coach Bam.
Yeah, wild is a good term for that partner because he literally dribbled the whole length of the floor.
Kasi walang mabakante. And in the meantime, Dale Ortega will be fouled here for LaSalle. And he will be shooting 2 free throws here for the Greenies as they are up by 7 against the Golden Stallions.
Once again, it's going to be Dale Ortega and Jillian Keynes this time, especially to close out this the second quarter.
And first free throw is good para kay Ortega. Later, siguro, we'll be able to dissect more of what happened in the first half, what has been working for LaSalle, what has been working for Xavier, and what are the points of improvements for both teams moving on to this ball game and in the season.
Yeah, especially for for LaSalle, they have started.
Kitang-kita naman.
Yes, they have started. Their run was ignited because of the defense, and now the reason why they are up, it's because of that defense. It's easier to score when you always get defensive stops, multiple defensive stops, Migs.
And now 3-pointer on the way for Keynes, a little bit too strong there. And Xavier pulls down the board. And it looks like they're going to be in the penalty right now. Actually, both teams, they were well in the penalty already. Na para mga 3 or 4 minutes pa lang to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, and also again, talking about LaSalle Green Hills, they are in control of this game. However, there are times like this when, they foul, wrong timing at the same time. Useless fouls going to come into play.
Keynes gliding through the defense, spin move through the paint. Could have been a big move there by Ortega. A little 2-man game there for LaSalle. The 3 parang spinace out lang yung floor eh.
Yes, and we've already mentioned these two guys. Last time around were in the forefront of scoring for their team against Perpetual. Now again, although rotations I think different this time around for Coach Renan Ritualo.
Ortega missing that first free throw here. As LaSalle is still up by 7 points. Gets that second one to go. And still on your screens, the ever-supportive LaSalle bench. Gavin Uy drops off to Andrew Choa and parang hindi man lang naugadon si Podador, Coach Bam.
Yeah, at the same time, I think Andrew Choa, not good spacing there between Andrew Choa and Andrew Chio. So usually you would like your players is going to be spread out in the corner 3.
Right.
Yeah, that time around, turnover. So you give up the last possession to LaSalle, which
Correct.
Could again give them back a double-digit lead potentially.
Drops it off. On the way to the baseline, strong drive there by Dale Ortega after multiple handoffs by the Greenies as 2 seconds left in the second quarter. And Ortega will be heading back to the free throw line. A sweet, quick move by Dale Ortega.
And recognizing that there's probably not that much of a shot blocker for the Xavier lineup.
Xavier.
So that's why super hard drive on the baseline, on the right baseline for Dale Ortega.
Kaya drive lang ng drive tong itong LaSalle, but missing that free throw there. on the way. That last second shot will not be good. 45-37 is the finals, is the score, ending the second quarter between the LaSalle Green Hills Greenies and the Xavier School Golden Stallions. Lamang ng 8 ang LaSalle Green Hills Greenies will be heading into the third quarter. The big score brought to you by Unitex Foam, the sleep specialist.
NGBL
And of the LaSalle Hills Greenies,
This happened.
Greenies to take the lead in this ball game over Xavier.
Well, number one, it was Xavier School really had a very good start. Also towards the end of that first quarter, they were able to close out that quarter and even held the lead as we opened the second quarter. Unfortunately, this happened. 3 points field goal headed by, of course, Andre Bautista, who probably had 4 of the 5 threes of LaSalle Green. You're talking about their three-point shooting. That's 5 out of 13 for LaSalle Green. Only 2 of 8 for Xavier, but free throws almost the same. 10 out of 24 Xavier School. 11 out of 15. Very good clip for LaSalle Green so far.
Correct.
4 steals for Xavier. Only 2 steals for
LaSalle.
LaSalle Green Hills. But here's the number one here. The turnovers. Xavier only has I'm not sure if this is very accurate. The 3 turnovers, but the defensive stops that LaSalle was able to get, they were able to translate it into either a transition layup or a transition 3, or they get to execute and hit Andre Bautista in the corner. That's why at the start of the second quarter, even if Xavier was in the lead, they regained control and ran away. And the total second quarter domination for LaSalle, now they are up 8 points against Xavier School.
Yeah, that was an incredible breakdown, Coach Bam. I couldn't say anything more. And of course, those halftime stats were made possible by our partners in SGA, Strong Group Athletics. I can't wait for what Xavier has in store now to probably try to cut into this lead. Do they continue to go through Andrew Chio? Do they try to run another offense here? Let's see what they have. And we are now into the third quarter, brought to you by Jetour. Drive your future.
Here, very interesting here.
Quick basket. And I believe that was Stephen Kwe.
That's what you need. Partner, right off the gate, that's what you need.
Quick stab. And I really think it'll all go back down to energy, Coach Bam.
Yes.
As we get that put back by Dale Ortega. LaSalle just has been playing with a different kind of energy. It's this patented LaSalle energy. I mean, talagang very, very intense on defense. Tapos sa offense, parang, with an urgency, but hindi sila nagmamadali. But Xavier looks like they've been rushing quite a bit, contrary to that possession. And that was Gavin Uy on that basket for Xavier School.
Yeah, very important for Xavier School to really be in step with LaSalle.
Andrew Chio now, trying to beat through the defense. Finds Gavin Uy. Takes that three-pointer, no hesitation. Too short. And now LaSalle go back on the offense. Ortega, nang mamama sa loob. And he's trying to plead for a foul on that case. And that's gonna be a foul away from the shot. Siguro parang pinapantayan na ng Xavier kanina, no? I saw a lot of Xavier players earlier trying to plead their case na pina-foul sila ng LaSalle. And it looks like they're returning the favor now for the Golden Stallions.
Yeah, again, we've mentioned several times, the physicality here is always going to be part of the game. Also a challenge for our officials to keep it consistent. And that's always been a tough challenge for any officiating. Migs, always keeping it consistent.
Of
you
course.
know.
And as we were conversing, Coach Bam, no, hindi lang kita ma-cut off kasi tama nga yung sinasabi mo, but Coach Renren Retualo, the head coach of LaSalle, just got whistled for a technical foul.
Yeah, and actually, I think he was talking about the drive of Dale Ortega the previous
Exactly.
possession. Yeah.
Pero yun nga, no, kasi ang layo, but Dale Ortega will have another chance here, dropping it off, but questionable pass there by Dale.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give it to
Sharma.
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew Chio in and out on that basket. Coming off this technical foul by Coach Renren. All the way to the hole. But no good for James Eason, so he'll be trying to earn his stripes at the free throw line instead.
Yeah, I think we have mentioned in their previous game that we're still waiting for, really James Eason to really get his groove. Okay, as again.
Very supportive kasi ang bench ng Xavier.
Yeah, not so much groove there on that free throw attempt.
But now, mukhang nag-adjust na si James Eason. So now you can really see lagi namang basketball, it's always game face on, it's always intense. But you can really feel that there's this underlying sense of pressure that they're exerting on themselves, especially since both of these teams have not had a win so far in the season.
That's definitely the type of ball. That's why we have this type of ball game. Because both teams are, again, sorry to say, they're both winless pa.
Talagang winless naman talaga. And what a drive there by Gillian Quines. Kung inaaway mo si Dale Ortega, ako naman ang mag-step pa sa Greenies with that quick sidestep on the inside, then getting to follow through on that layup.
You can really see the attacking mentality of both Gillian Quines and Dale Ortega.
Correct.
And since we only have Ram Sharma playing the 5 spot, and all these guys are, I think, interchangeable. You could say na probably the 4 guys, Dale Ortega, or pwede din si Arl Podador, but just the same, that attacking mentality.
Correct. And they really have to stick with it, no, Coach Bam, echoing from what you're saying. Just because Xavier School doesn't really have a reliable shot blocker. And mukhang mahina kasi yung defense nila sa loob. And on the other hand, Xavier, since medyo malalaki nga itong mga greenies ng LaSalle, they have to hope that yung perimeter shooting nila works out for them one way or another.
Although it doesn't reflect their may capable shooters naman ng Xavier, but just the
Correct.
same. Not so much in the production in terms of the three-point shooting.
Correct. And that, right on cue, Andrew Choa, sinabi niya, wala kaming reliable shot blocker. Ako na lang magsuscore sa loob. Para sa Xavier.
Also good setup job there for Andrew Choa.
Quines, met by that Jadrian Tan defense. Up and under move, Sharma along the baseline, but stepping along the out-of-bounds line. All starting from that defense by Yuan Ramirez, not Jadrian Tan, my mistake.
Yeah, good defense there for Andrew Choa, forcing that turnover from Ram Sharma.
And ngayon, medyo nakakaamoy na ng dugo itong Xavier School Golden Stallions as they're just down by 6. Oh, and mishandled there by Andrew Choa. And that's going to be a jump ball. A little extracurricular activity between Eason and Choa. The usual color that you would expect from teams that are hungry to get on the W column, Coach Bam.
Yes, and every possession counts from here on out. Probably they already have an idea how both teams are playing. Mabilis tong unit ng LaSalle Green Hills as of the moment. So we'll see if Xavier School can counter the speed of this unit, talking about the LaSalle Green Hills.
Now Eason at the helm for the Greenies. Drops it off to Ortega. Pull-up jumper. Yes, sir. And with a corresponding stare down on Andrew Choa. Parang kanina pa siguro tinatrash talk nito si Andrew Choa because Ortega really tries to get under your skin.
Big-to-big action that time around between Ram Sharma and Dale Ortega.
Quick move here by Gavin Uy, but met with that Greenies defense. Shot clock reads 5. Xavier School has to go quick. Ramirez Three-pointer. Nothing but the glass. Quines all the way to the hole. Yes, sir! All power, all intention. And that man is nothing but getting buckets. Him and Dale Ortega for LaSalle.
Very tough to stop Jalen Quines when he already has momentum
Exactly.
or may vuelo.
Hirap eh. Para siyang si Valdivia ng Letran.
Exactly. But I think it's just a more polished version just because
Yep.
of the fact that meron siyang one hand. He can finish with both hands actually.
Exactly. But he's naturally right-handed, I believe, Coach Bang. Ramirez using that screen from Choa. Kicks it out. Back to Escudero. Uy. Mid-range jumper is too strong. Bit rushed offense there for Xavier. Ortega drops it off. Three-pointer on the way para kay Arle Podador. And that three-pointer was brought to you by SGA Strong Group Athletics. And head coach Willie Wilson says we have to recollect. We'll be back after these short messages. And back to the action here. Of course, both teams sporting their home teams in LaSalle and Xavier. But of course, you can catch us, the live telecast of the NGBL games, both on Solar Sports and Tap Sports through the following channel assignments. Solar Sports, you can have us on Sky Cable Channel 70 and Cable Link Channel 58. And on Tap Sports, on the other hand, Signal Channel 94 and Sky Cable Channel 188. You can enjoy the games at the comfort of your own home TV screens. The game's also available via Blast TV and through their mobile application. So now back to the ball game. Xavier School still down a considerable margin against LaSalle as Ison bothers this Uy offense. Uy. No hesitation, three, but foul away from the shot. That's a foul on number 8, I believe. That's Ison getting that foul for LaSalle.
Shout out goes to, I think, former King Stallion, Andre Tan, together with his dad, Wilson Tan, in attendance, supporting, of course, Xavier School.
Xavier School, syempre. 14 seconds left to work with for Xavier. Ramirez, guarded by Quines. A flurry of moves, a little hesitation, fadeaway jumper is good. That's a sweet move there para kay Yuan Ramirez for Xavier. Bautista driving along the baseline. Kicks it out. Extra pass Ortega. Floats it up, no good. Sharma battling for the rebound. And that's going to be a jump ball. But props to the hustle of Gavin Uy, challenging the likes of Sharma.
Yeah, long arms. You could really see that rebound battle up top.
Kung ako yun, bibigay ko na lang. Sharma, sa'yo na. Ayaw na po kayo magagawas sa'yo. That was Ram Sharma, and in attendance is his father, Carlo Sharma, of course.
Having trouble there to bring down
Getting the ball across.
Yeah.
8-second violation.
Yeah, sometimes though, your bigs, you encourage your bigs to be able to handle the ball, but you know, that time around, I think it was Andrew Choa and Rambert Lagar trying to bring down the ball for Xavier School.
Naman, I mean, that's not a very ideal. Just like that pass. Back-to-back turnovers here for both teams. Coach Bam, medyo tactless possessions. But of course, parang masyado kasing perfect so far yung mga possessions, Coach Bam.
Yeah,
law of averages.
Yeah, you don't want it to get sloppy though. Especially if you're LaSalle, because you're perfectly well in control of this game.
Correct.
So you don't want to get sloppy just because the other team is playing a bit sloppy.
Hindi ka dapat magpa-apekto dun. That should be added drive to you to play more organized.
And sayang naman yung run mo.
Oo, syempre. Lagar, hounded by Sharma. Shot clock reads 3. It's just a suffocating defense of LaSalle. I mean, look at that. Forcing another turnover against Xavier School, and here we go. Off to the races. Podador. Off to Ortega. Kicks it out. Extra pass to Quines. Unselfish basketball for LaSalle, but questionable shot choice there. Xavier pulls down the rebound. Ramirez goes down to his right, puts it up and in. Good strong drive there by Yuan Ramirez for Xavier.
Yeah, coming alive here. Yuan Ramirez finally stepping up to the role, especially on offense.
And now Quines at the helm. Finds Ortega. Fadeaway jumper. Tough shot, but good defense by Andrew Choa. And Sharma trying to get that putback. And good sportsmanship being displayed here as two Golden Stallions picking up Sharma. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Coach Bam. Xavier has to find an answer here, and they can't afford to trade buckets.
Yeah, and also credit goes to the defense of LaSalle. They've been
course.
really very active, really limiting, I think it's just Yuan Ramirez being able to get something going on for Xavier School. All the other guys are really struggling right now.
Exactly.
And we're pretty sure head of basketball of Xavier School, Coach John C., very eager to, when we're sure he's watching this game, and as we see, proud dad Carlos Sharma as his son connects on that free throw.
And Xavier now with possession. Andrew Choa going up against the defense of Sharma. Blocked after getting him up in the air, but Choa stays with it. Sharma and Choa with a third chance for Xavier School. The heart of a stallion.
Wow.
There.
That's a great matchup there. Ram
Ganda
Sharma
nun.
against Ram Sharma.
And three-pointer on the way for LaSalle, but Sharma gets it back. Put back, no good. And Xavier off to the races again. They're down by 8, but they have a chance to cut down the lead even further. Gives it to the hot hand. Choa with a layup down the lane. And
That's what Xavier needs, Migs. We already talked what they can do, but they have to get stops and get on the break, because that is something that they have always been very good at. Their bigs are running, and of course, Yuan Ramirez started, carrying that kind of rhythm towards this quarter, and now they're, only down 6 points again.
Yep. But I'm not sure who was at fault there, but that seemed like a good pass. That seemed like a good find by Andrew Choa. Sayang lang hindi makapitan dun ni Fernandez.
Yeah,
That's just unfortunate there.
Yeah, that's kind of, sayang.
Sayang lang talaga.
And this is really gonna hurt if LaSalle
Scores here.
scores on this possession, partner.
Osis. Quick seal from the inside. Great off-ball movement there by Kalanasan, freeing up Osis at the lane. And LaSalle reclaims that 8-point lead over the Golden Stallions. Tan, three-pointer. Gavin Uy, in and out. And Kalanasan cleans up that board. And off to the races is the Greenies. Osis, transition three-pointer. That's good. And the big three-pointer there by Franco Miguel Osis of the LaSalle Green Hills Greenies.
That's a 5-0 run there, partner.
Oo. Masakit yun. And they're almost converting a turnover, and they do. But Ortega, unfortunately, saves it to the wrong man. Ramirez. Good closeout by Ortega, but it doesn't matter for Gavin Uy getting that three-pointer to go for Xavier.
Yeah, great recognition there on the part of Yuan Ramirez, knowing that his shooter is in the corner.
And another three-pointer on the way. That was by Osis. And Ortega trying to plead that that ball was off of a Golden Stallion. But the ball will go back to Xavier. 31.4 seconds remaining here in the third. Still in the driver's seat is LaSalle Green Hills.
Coach Renan Mitualo shuffling his wards to end our third quarter.
Ramirez to the inside, Andrew Choa. Jadrian Tan back to Fernandez. Good transition defense here, but excellent anticipation by Gomez. And they can go for the last shot of here for LaSalle. Great game sense here. Gomez with 5 seconds left to shoot. Puts the move on. Bautista gives it to the hot hand. Excellent unselfish play by Gomez. And that three-pointer is brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. And Coach Bam, that is why LaSalle is leading in this ball game. We are about to go into the break. 66-55 is the score so far, still in favor of the Greenies. We'll be back for more action. This score is brought to you by Uratex Foam, the sleep specialist. And now into the final quarter, brought to you by Jetour. Drive your future. The last minutes of regulation here, Coach Bam. And LaSalle is in cruise control as long as they don't commit any masyadong sloppy basketball here. As the third string probably of the Greenies in play right now as Gomez hits that sweet jumper.
Just when we thought that Xavier is going to get a run towards the end of the quarter, it was again LaSalle through Andre Bautista in the three-point line.
And of course, on your screens now, head coach Rendren Ritualo liking what he's seeing from his first up to third stringers here at the NGBL, the League of Dreams.
Yes, partner. Definitely, especially this game, he made sure that he really rotated his players well.
And parang isa pa tong pwedeng spark plug, itong si number 9 ng LaSalle, si Gian Gomez. He's been playing with good energy, just like itong si Osis, who has seen minutes in the first and second quarter as well for LaSalle. Good quality minutes for the Greenies.
Yeah, very important, especially that guard rotation. Osis, Gian Gomez, also James Eason.
And quick trap there for LaSalle. And kala ko di pa papasok yung basket na yun. And Osis gets that quick basket for the Greenies.
Once again, turnover continue to haunt Xavier School.
But warning issued there to Migs Osis for delaying the game there. But the ball game continues. Jadrian Tan. Back to the middle. Andrew Choa. He's been having the hot hand lately. Getting those 2 points for Xavier.
And he already knows his matchup against
Sharma. Pero ngayon kasi
also,
si Kalanasan.
So,
and Kalanasan parang parang nag-waltz lang talaga siya sa pintura as Gomez uncorks a 3. Kalanasan gets that board for LaSalle. Osis, three-pointer. Yes, sir!
That's why you gotta like this tandem of Franco Osis and Gian Gomez.
And that three-pointer was brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. A dangerous backcourt for LaSalle right now. And the questionable shot there from Juan Ramirez. Gomez, back to Osis. Three-pointer again, no go. Gomez tracks down his board. And three-pointer on the way para kay Bautista but can't get it to go. Gavin Uy against Natividad and floats that layup in and good.
Yeah, finally a good lead pass there. Coming off a defensive stop. Filling the lanes, Gavin Uy finally answers the run here.
Bautista, the corner specialist of LaSalle. Tacks on 3 more, and I believe that's his 20th point. Coach Bam, he has put these Greenies on his back. We'll be back after this timeout. And coming back into the action, our games on Saturday and September 7 at the Aero Center Gym. Game number 1 will be between the Perpetual Health Junior Altas and the JRU Light Bombers, followed by the main event, the NCAA rivals in the Letran Squires and the San Beda Red Cubs. And the final game for Saturday at the Aero Center Gym in Quezon City will be between the Mapua Red Robins and the National University Nazareth School Bullpups. But right now, going back to our third and final game between the Xavier School Golden Stallions and the Lasal Green Hills Greenies. Coach Bam, may gusto ka bang batiin, I believe?
Yeah, especially they already played in our second game for today. Of course, Reverend Father Vic Calvo of Letran is going to be very, I'm sure, anticipating not just yung game nila kanina, but also their game next Saturday, this coming Saturday, against San Beda.
San Beda.
Against the San Beda Red Cubs. Father Vic, laging nakatutok yan dito sa atin sa NGBL.
Maraming salamat, Father Vic, sa inyong patuloy na pagtangkilik sa amin. Escudero at the top of the key. Almost loses that ball. Shot clock reads 10 though. Gavin Uy from no man's land, getting that 3 to go for Xavier, cutting down the lead to 14. That 3-pointer is brought to you by SGA Strong Group Athletics.
That's why he's Captain America, partner. You know, he's not gonna
Exactly.
go down. He's not gonna go down without a fight. Talking about Gavin Uy.
What a sweet move by Gomez, but trying to find Kalanasan on the inside, just passing it to nobody there. Gavin Uy finds Ramirez. Kick out. Choa extending his range. And I think that's a bit too far there.
Yeah, partner.
Questionable shot selection.
Yeah, but that was already a good setup job from Yuan Ramirez, attacking and drawing the defense. But I think probably one more extra pass could have done
Maybe.
it better. Yes,
Oh.
Mix.
Or a dribble drive.
Yes.
And now Kalanasan up against Choa. But Kalanasan almost losing his footing. And Xavier School back the other way. Oh, and fadeaway jumper. That's a tough shot para kay Joaquin Escudero. Getting their own rebound. Choa couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, so he'll be looking for free throws instead.
Yeah, but we always know that this Xavier team has always been a good passing team. You know, it's just that, you know, you have to be really consistent on, you know, picking your poison on what you're going. I mean, Choa's, well, he's been showing this game. He's really good at that when he gets that ball there. But sadly, on the previous possession, he tried to chuck one up from the 3-point line.
And of course, on your screens, the ever-supportive bench naman on the side of the Xavier School Golden Stallions, who has non-stop been rallying for their troops since the first second of the first quarter, Coach Bam.
Yes, you gotta love, you know, the support din talaga ng parents ng Xavier. Also, pretty sure watching also the aspirant coaches, very good friends of ours, talking about Xavier School aspirants team. We have head coach Ian Maso, we have assistant coach Ron Cruz, also Coach Ian Rosella there. So pretty sure they're watching and supporting Xavier School.
3-pointer can't connect there for Gomez. And now Xavier School will run the other way. Quick tap around the back by Gomez, and LaSalle again in the driver's seat.
Again, we have mentioned all they had to do was keep the game in control.
Yes, that's all they have to do now.
Yeah, every time they try to do something else or deviate from what they've been doing, Xavier gets a run.
Osis gets that pick from Hachuela. A little bit of a too soft a roll there, trying to find his teammate on the inside, but ball will stay with LaSalle.
No, I think it's a turnover, partner.
That's a turnover.
That's a 24 hours.
24-second shot clock.
Oh, you wouldn't like that? 24
Grabe yung
hours.
24-hour shot clock, Coach Bam.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay lang, Coach Bam.
But good effort there from Kino Escudero, defending that Achuela roll. That's good setup once again, and Chio
Nagpaparamdam na ngayon.
Yeah, I mean,
But a little too late, I think, Coach Bam.
but again, you have to. It should start somewhere.
Correct. Ison to the rolling Harchuela, but can't get that basket to go. So he'll be shooting 2 free throws.
Well, although we gotta appreciate to Xavier School every time. Doesn't matter if a Xavier player is down or LaSalle Green Hills player is down. They would always be the first guys to
Exactly.
lend
To
a
pick you back
helping
up.
hand.
Yep.
So really appreciate that though.
That's the beauty of this level of basketball.
Yeah,
naman.
yeah, and that is something that we would like
To see.
yeah, you would like to see because you don't like. It's also part of sportsmanship and camaraderie between the NGBL teams.
Correct. And Hachuela sinks that second free throw.
This time around, it's James Izon replacing, I think it was Gian Gomez a while ago.
Good ball movement here by Xavier. Finds Andrew Chio into the tough fadeaway jumper. But Choa trying to clean that mess, but no good. And Andrew Choa has stayed in consistent minutes here through the entire ball game. And Ison trying to assert his dominance in the paint there, but couldn't get that shot to go.
Well, it's always a challenge. Every time you got a guard, attacking downhill, it really puts the defense in, not in a good situation to really defend.
Correct. Osis gets that pick from Sharma. 3-pointer on the way, nothing but the back of the glass. Ison, power move from a guard, getting that fadeaway to go.
Yeah, probably it's a good thing for Ison. Should it be the, really the awakening that we've been looking for James Ison?
And now, all the way to the basket was Andrew Chio, but met with the LaSalle defense. 3-pointer on the way, still can't find the bottom of the bucket for Xavier.
Yeah, but a good extra pass there in the part of Kino Escudero. Extra pass towards Yuan Ramirez in the corner.
And 3-pointer para kay Ison, can't find the mark. And now Xavier will try to score here. Gavin Uy in transition. No good, but he's trying to put his team on his back right now, Coach Bam, but still can't find the points.
Yeah, very hard not to fall for.
And Hachuela gets that basket. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. So the possession will go to Xavier after that foul earlier. And in the game now is Christian Abad, Coach Bam.
Yep, big boy alert, Migs.
Kanina si Kalanasan eh.
Yeah.
Ngayon medyo lumiit. So si Christian Abad na yung pumalit. No good on that jumper there for Xavier. Quick triple team on the inside. Good defense by the Greenies.
Yeah, you gotta like that the Greenies ganging up on Andrew Choa in that possession.
And quick move to the basket. Can't get it to go though. And now he'll be shooting free throws. In this instance, Hachuela at the free throw line.
Well, I think this is it, partner.
Yep, it's safe to say.
Yeah, but
They're just gonna have to dribble it out now.
Yeah, both teams actually emptying out their respective benches. So, but just the same, you gotta get momentum from this game. As both teams, especially the guys that usually doesn't get minutes, have a chance to close out the game. So let's hope they make the most out of it. So here, some of the other guys from Xavier School getting a chance with the 1 minute remaining in our game.
And all the way to the basket was Osis getting that layup, adding some insult to injury there for Xavier, but they still have to continue to pursue this basketball game.
Yeah, of course, you still have to play the right way.
Siyempre.
That's number one for coaches.
Always. Regardless of how up you are, how down you are, play as if it's your last minute. And a wild shot there from Xavier. And Gavin Uy spots up for 3. Yes, sir!
Oh, that's Jeremy Tan.
Oh, sorry, that's
Mix.
Jeremy Tan. My mistake. And that 3-pointer was brought to you by SGA, Strong Group Athletics. And 3-pointer no good para kay Hizon.
I'm super
That's
happy
Jacob
for finally Jeremy Tan. He used to be back in our aspirants days. He was probably one of our designated shooters.
And 3-pointer. Oh, there's another one para kay Jeremy Tan. That 3-pointer again was brought to you by SGA Strong Group Athletics. And that will be it. Partner, 88-73 is the final score of this ball game in favor of the LaSalle Green Hills Greenies. We'll be back for the World Balance Best Player of the ball game after these short messages.
Hello, hello.
Ano yung last game?
Hindi na babanggitin yun. Okay. Ilabas na natin yun.
Andre, congratulations. Andre, no?
See you Saturday na lang.
Okay.
Extra bate, ano na lang. Okay. Isang tanong lang. Samay. 4, 3, 2,
I'm here with the World Balance Best Player of the game, Andre Bautista, with an incredibly impressive stat line in LaSalle's win today over Xavier School. Simple lang naman tanong sa'yo, Andre, and of course, congratulations. How big of a key was defense in this win today?
Defense was very important for us today because defense leads to offense, of course. So once we played good defense, my teammates were able to find everyone passing the ball, getting good looks, and helped us get the win today.
Absolutely, and once again, congratulations. Anyone that you want to greet, give a shout out to your parents, your friends, anyone. You're live right now.
Just shout out everyone back home in New Zealand. Miss you all and appreciate the support. Yeah, thank you.
And here you go, your World Balance gift certificates. Once again, our World Balance Best Player of the game, Andre Bautista. We'll see you next Saturday for more games at the Aero Center in Quezon City. My name is Migs Gonzalez. Thank you very much.
The Next Generation Basketball League, or NGBL, is presented by